Welcome to Community Spotlight, brought to you by Bro Code TV Productions and hosted by the Bros. Join us on this dynamic journey as we shine a spotlight on local agents who are making a profound difference in their communities. These remarkable individuals bring creativity, wellness, and purpose to the forefront as they tackle challenges, nurture their families, and celebrate successes. In each episode, we explore their unique stories and initiatives, offering an inspiring glimpse into the world of community transformation. Get ready to be inspired by those who are leaving an undeniable mark on their neighborhoods.
What's up, good people? Look, we putting out so much dope content here on the Bro Code Show. Hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, hit that notification button too, so that way you can keep up with all of the awesome information that's going on here. It's your boy, Bro Troy. Back to the show. What's up, good people? In this episode of the Bro Code Show Community Spotlight, we are sitting down with the unstoppable Carlita Victoria, a true creative force. She's an actor, choreographer, fitness trainer, and the visionary behind the Darkness Rising Project, a national movement that's breaking the silence and building access to free mental health resources in the Black community. From Raleigh roots to national stages, Carlita shows us that what it means to move with grace, grit, and purpose. Let's get into it. Carlita, what's happening?
What's up?
How you feeling?
I'm good.
Good.
I am
Okay.
good today.
Okay. Good to see you again.
It's good to see you too.
Absolutely, right? Like we just finished Mental Health Awareness Month, coming into Men's Mental Health Awareness Month from May, shifting into June. And I believe it's an understatement to say the month of May was a big month for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk about a lot in this episode. Obviously, we're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about the importance and how it became important to you, how that shifted you into your purpose, and the impact that that's making right now. But first, we're going to have some fun. Is that cool?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Awesome. Let's do it. We really want to dig into who you are as a person first before we get into a purpose. So, you wear many hats, right? We talked about the dance, we talked about this, that, and the third, but is there anything that people don't know about you?
What people don't know about me.
Spill the tea.
Spill the tea. I keep dogs.
Tell me
I'm a
more.
dog sitter.
Okay.
I'm a dog sitter, and I don't really talk about it very much, but I'm a big dog lover. I'm a dog mom. And I just wanted to have more dogs around me. So I walk dogs, I sit dogs, I love on dogs. It's my thing.
Favorite? You're a dog mom, so
Yeah.
I want to say favorite. What type of dog do you have now?
I have a Maltipoo.
Holy,
And
so
her
this
name is
means
Snow.
that there's some of everything in there.
Yes, she's a Maltese mixed with a poodle. She's about this big.
Okay.
My baby girl.
What's her name?
I birthed her. Her name is Snow.
I assume she's
Flesh of my flesh. Blood of my blood.
That was sincere. Okay. Has dogs always been a big thing for you?
She actually came along during my mental health journey. She is my emotional support animal.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Did she pick you?
She did pick me. She has saved me. She is a rescue dog, so technically I saved her, but she actually rescued me.
Okay. Would you rather question? Okay. Would you rather perform at a Super Bowl halftime show or host a healing retreat in the mountains of Asheville?
I would rather perform. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to perform at the Super Bowl. That's epic. That's like a once in a lifetime thing, right?
Who you performing with?
Beyonce.
You got Beehive. I knew you was gonna say that.
It's always gonna be
I
Beehive.
knew you was gonna say that. But I
Always.
just knew you was gonna say Beyonce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anyone else?
You know who I would love to perform with? Bruno Mars.
Yeah, I can see that one.
Ooh, he performs. He does not play.
I can see that. Okay.
Yes.
I can see that. I love that. Okay. Now, would you rather create a stage play about your life or launch a podcast for mental health storytelling?
I'm gonna leave the podcasting to you.
Okay.
And I would rather put on a production, yes.
Okay.
It's actually something I've been wanting to do. Not necessarily about my life, but about about the mental health journey. And it might include some portions of my life, but other people's stories.
I gotta ask though, because I know you said maybe not about your life, but if it was, who would play you?
Young me, Lovey Simone. I just think she's a brilliant actor.
What is the connection, or right? Because it didn't take you long to even come up with that. Like it was right there. Like why her? Like what is the connection and love and something you admire about her?
I think that she's a really authentic actor. I think that she gives really honest portrayals of all the characters that she's playing. I just saw her in Forever and I thought she was incredible. I love that she does characters that love the skin that they're in, love the hair that they have, and that's what I would want to be portrayed like. Yeah.
I love that word, authenticity. Right? I think it's a lost art. Right? Like, but nobody can beat me at being me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So why not live in that true essence of who you are? I love that, right? Authenticity, big deal, big deal. All right, let's take you to this thing called childhood. Raleigh native, correct?
Absolutely. Rough Raleigh.
Okay.
Born and bred.
27610, stand up, Rock Quarry Road, exit 300, South Side. What about Raleigh? Because I used the word grit in the introduction, right? But I believe that these are all things that are a culmination, almost like a gumbo, right, of us growing up. So what is it about Raleigh? What is it about the people? What is it about the nature, the culture of Raleigh that helped build you into who you are today?
Yeah, Raleigh is who I am. Raleigh, these my people, right? I grew up seeing all kinds of stuff. I grew up with my environment, all kinds of stuff. I feel like I saw a lot as a child, a lot of things that children probably shouldn't see, right? But my parents and my community around me, they were so instrumental in my journey, and they made sure that we were a true community. And so what I feel about Raleigh being my home is that we are absolutely a community, and that it truly takes a village, and my village around me raised me. My parents didn't do it on their own. And that's something that I was talking to a friend about the other day, and I was like, what happened to the world where we always had our neighborhood raising us, right? My whole neighborhood, they would make sure we ate, make sure we got home on time. If we were out in the streets wilding out, you need to go home. That's how we were raised. And so that's what I love about Raleigh. That's how I grew up, and that's the community that I want to bring in too.
Any camera can press record, but only we create an experience. At Bro Code TV Productions, we don't just tell stories, we build legacy. We bring excellence, strategy, and execution to every project. From powerful sit-down conversations to live events and cinematic visuals, we shine light where it matters most. From Raleigh to around the world, we create media that matters and content that resonates. You've got a story. We've got the team to bring it to life. Call 919-714-9905 or visit BroCodeTVProductions.com. BroCode TV Productions. We do differently. What's up, good people? Look, we putting out so much dope content here on the Bro Code Show. Hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, hit that notification button too, so that way you can keep up with all of the awesome information that's going on here. It's your boy, Bro Troy. Back to the show. Yeah. I love that. And one of the words I think of when I hear you talking is a sense of accountability. Right? Having a sense of people that loved you regardless of, your last name or whatever the case may be, and would hold you accountable.
Absolutely.
I grew up in those times as well where I got a tail whooping before I got home.
Right.
And then got another one.
Right.
Once Big Mama found out, my grandmother, and I'm thankful for that. There's a sense of discipline that comes. It's almost like that almost those cartoons that has the angel and the devil on the shoulder, right? It's that sense of accountability that really makes you think like, Now, not that I didn't try it, right? I'm definitely going to try it 2-3 times.
Right.
But I believe that, right, they say the prayers of the righteous, right? And I believe there's a space in that accountability and assurance of saying, hey, you need to be responsible for something. So yeah, I'm right there with you on that one. I do believe that that's a lost thing as well when it comes to our youth. So
we also, another thing that I really treasure about my childhood is that we had talent shows. And we had talent shows right in our backyard. Me, my sister, and my neighbor, we would make our own music. And we would have rehearsal, we would have dress rehearsal, we would record our music on tape.
Okay.
And then we would invite the neighborhood out, and they would come to our backyard. We would put up chairs, and everybody would come see us perform. And that's how I grew to love performing.
Wow. Okay, y'all was Destiny Child before Destiny Child.
Exactly.
Right?
We were not
you
playing.
You were already doing it. You was, wow. You know, I really believe that it was, because you guys were, I don't want to say acting, I don't want to say playing, right? But you were definitely having a good time. So
Yeah.
I believe there's a direct connection in those good times and in those entertaining moments and what you're doing now. Like, there's no coincidence that, okay, this was just a setup for what's next, right? This was preparing you for the big stage, right?
Right.
Don't despise small beginnings. I like that. That's good stuff. I want to get into mental health, but I before we get in there, I want to ease into it with this thing called mentorship, because mentors do matter. But is there a mentor? Was there a church leader? Was there a big mama? Was there somebody or anyone that really helped shape that, right? And that passion for not just performing, but wanted to give back to people in that mental health space?
That's a great question. I would say that Miriam Kaba is a person that I look to. I wouldn't necessarily say she's my mentor. I would say she's many people's mentor, you know. Yeah. There are a lot of us that look to her. She's an activist, she's a writer, she is very much for the people. One thing about her, she's very vocal. She will speak up and speak out, and she does not care who's upset about it. And I appreciate her so much, and she actually helped us start our Rebuild program, and she's the reason why we're able to help so many people, because she has been doing the reaching out to people and saying, hey, this is an important program. We need to serve people who are interested in pursuing healing but may not have access.
Good trouble.
So she's, good trouble for sure.
Yeah, I love that, right? I believe that words matter, but I also believe that sometimes, due to other people's opinion, that words get negative connotations. One of them is arrogance. I'm not going to get into it in this conversation, but I believe that it is good to have high esteem of self, not in the detriment of someone else, but never to dim my light in a space to say that I'm beneath or below anyone.
Right.
I struggle with the word humble, right? I do have a sense of humility, but I'm beneath no one.
I know that's right.
Right? Because by definition, right? If you read the definition, beneath no one. But I do have a sense of humility. I understand that I don't have to be the loudest one in the room and still not take away from being the smartest one in the room. Yeah. So the other word, though, is disruptor. And when I think about what you just said, I think of a person that is a disruptor that's willing to not stir the pot the same way that we're gonna take this thing
the other way.
Counterclockwise, right? Yeah. And realizing that it still tastes the same. It still ends. The gumbo still comes out. The soup still comes out the same way. It was just done in a different manner. Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. So I love when the disruptor. That's the word I think of when. What was her name one more time? Miriam Kaba. I gotta do some research now. She's incredible. She's absolutely a disruptor. Yeah, but that's a good thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, right? And those are the people that change the world. Those are the people that offer perspective that, I never thought about it that way. Yeah, I didn't even know that was possible. Yeah, because people decided to say, I want to look at it from a different perspective. Right. And that's okay. She holds this virtual space called Another World is Possible, to remind us, we don't need to just give up and say, well, I guess it's just the way it is, but what work can we do? How can we use community care to create the world that we want to live in?
Bro Code TV Productions specializes in visual storytelling that captures the essence of who you are. Whether it's personal branding, milestone events, cinematic storytelling, or custom green screen productions, our team delivers stunning visuals with excellence. We also bring stories to life through high-quality animated videos. Located in Raleigh, North Carolina, we work with clients nationwide, providing videography, photography, drone cinematography, and high-end editing. Ready to tell your story through high-quality media? Let's work. Call 919-714-9905. or visit BroCodeTVProductions.com to connect with the bros today.
What's up, good people? Look, we putting out so much dope content here on the Bro Code Show. Hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, hit that notification button too, so that way you can keep up with all of the awesome information that's going on here. It's your boy, Bro Troy. Back to the show. Right, and without a person pushing the envelope with those type of thought-provoking questions, the curve will never continue to move. We'll never progress and move forward.
Exactly.
So we need, you can call them whatever you want to call them, but we need those type of people.
Yeah.
Right, so I guess that was my point, but let's have some fun. I remember when years ago, my nickname when I was young was 2 Ton. It was because I was a very, very big guy.
2 ton.
2 ton. Like
Okay.
yeah, 2 ton, because that's how much I weighed. But obviously time has changed since then. But I'm just curious, is there any nicknames that you had as a child, right, that really just stuck?
I have a few nicknames. My friends call me Lita, but
Okay.
I have, when I was younger, some people call me Littlefoot.
Okay.
I do have very small feet. That remains true. Little Lita and Car Little. I would say that's one of the names that stuck with me from like maybe elementary through high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to ask this because names do matter. I remember my mom, I asked her one day, I was like, yo, how did I get my name? And she was like, well, it was funny. And anytime we start, that's the funny thing, anytime we start a conversation with that, where is this going? So anyway, right?
Right.
Anyway, she thought that my grandmother's father, who was Troy Robertson, she was like, hey, no one's named that, I'm naming you. So I am named after him. Little did we know, or little did she know, my grandmother's brother, they called him Detroit. Well, it was a nickname, Troy. How he got Detroit, I don't know. But anyway, he was already named after my great-grandfather. So anyway, that's how I got my name. My name also means soldier. So I bring that up because I'm curious, how did you get your name?
That's a great question. So my name comes from a few places. So my name is Carlita, and Carlita comes from Carlos. So my dad's name is Carlos, and he named me little Carlos, Carlita.
That makes sense from the Spanish language, right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
And the A at the end is female, right? So
exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Instead
Victoria,
of Carlito, it's Carlita.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Victoria is my grandmother's name. So
Interesting.
I am named after my grandmother.
I was wondering about that. I was like, man, that Carlita seems a Latin name, right? So thank you, right?
Yeah.
I was curious. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. We want to dig a little bit deeper into mental health, but before we do that, I really want you to share something personal, right? Everybody's journey is different, but what does your journey look like? When it comes to mental health advocacy, I always hear that purpose is birthed through pain. So I wonder, how did you get to a space where you want to now help others in the space of mental health?
Yeah, I am going to share something personal. I was going through a really rough time, and I just didn't want to keep being here.
Yeah.
I didn't want to stay around. I had decided it wasn't worth it. And I think that there are a lot of people who have been in that situation and or are currently going through that situation where they may feel like it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
And often when people are in that situation, it's not that we necessarily want to end our lives, it's just that we want to be out of pain. And so that's how I was feeling. I was at a really great place in my career performing and having a wonderful time, but there was something, I just felt so empty. I was so unhappy with my life. And so I just kept trying to find a way to end my life. I said, I don't want to be here. Every night I would go home after the show and I would seek out ways to end my life. And thankfully I was not successful. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that I decided to stay. But there are people who are like me who are living one life during the day and at night are going home looking for ways to end their life. And I don't want for those people to give up. And so I, again and again, tried to find a way, well, if I'm not going to end my life, then what am I going to do? Okay, I'm gonna finally tell somebody. And it took me so long just to tell somebody what I was going through. I was so afraid because I grew up in this world where we're the nurturers.
Right.
We're the ones who take care of everybody else.
Right.
I'm Black and I'm a woman, so I am responsible for other people.
Right.
And I didn't want to be in a situation where people would look at me and say, oh, she's weak, oh, she can't handle life, or she can't handle this, or she can't handle that. But finally, I decided to reach out, and I started with just a few friends saying, hey, I'm not doing well, I need some support.
Yeah.
And I decided to reach out for a therapist. I got turned away again and again, or we don't have space, or you're a liability because you have suicidal ideation. And so I finally pushed through, found a great therapist, and during that process, I spoke to so many people who said, me too, girl. Me too. I've been wanting to end it all too. And maybe I just, maybe I'll stick it out, but maybe I won't. I just want to be out of pain.
Yeah.
And so many people just want to be out of, even for just a moment, just relief from pain. And so I decided I want to do something that's going to help people get out of pain, but in a way where they don't have to end it all,
Right.
where they find hope.
Hope. That's oftentimes what a lot of people are holding on to. Like, that's what's left is a piece of hope.
Just that little bit. It can get you from one moment to the next moment to the next moment. And that's what I would tell people. That's how I got through, honestly. I wouldn't try to think, okay, maybe I'll just try to stay alive till next year. I wouldn't even get that far. I would say, okay, I'm not even going to try to stay alive till next week. I'm going to try to stay alive to the next moment.
Yeah.
And then the next moment, and the next moment, and before you know it, you're alive for another month. You're alive for another quarter. Alive for, and not only are you alive, but you're thriving because something has changed. You found a new pathway.
Yeah.
You found a little bit of hope, and that little bit of hope can push you through.
Yeah.
Any camera can press record, but only we create an experience. At BroCode TV Productions, we don't just tell stories, we build legacy. We bring excellence, strategy, and execution to every project. From powerful sit-down conversations to live events and cinematic visuals, we shine light where it matters most. From Raleigh to around the world, we create media that matters and content that resonates. You've got a story. We've got the team to bring it to life. Call 919-714-9905 or visit BroCodeTVProductions.com. BroCode TV Productions. We do differently.
What's up, good people? Look, we putting out so much dope content here on the Bro Code Show. Hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, hit that notification button too, so that way you can keep up with all of the awesome information that's going on here. It's your boy, Bro Troy. Back to the show. For those that are watching, what would you say hope look like for your situation? And here's why I'm asking, because progression, moving forward or getting through or finding a way from moment to moment looks different for everyone.
Yeah.
But what was the thing? What was or the things that helped with the hope? Outside of your control, what else helped to get you to that space of hopelessness now to thrive?
Community. Honestly, community care, I will preach it, I will preach it, I will preach it. Community care is the way. It is the path forward. And so even having small moments with friends. I had a line sister that came over and just sat with me. Silently, didn't ask any questions, didn't ask me to over-explain, just sat with me. That type of community. Or somebody just calling, hey, just want to tell you I love you. Didn't make me explain things. Community. Somebody coming over to just bring me food because they know at that moment I was too depressed to get out of bed and cook for myself or go get any food. Someone coming over to help walk my dog because I couldn't get out of bed. That type of community can get you from moment to moment into a better part of your life.
So it sounds like community, tribe, not from a judgment perspective, but from a courtesy courtesy perspective,
Yeah.
compassion perspective, kindness perspective.
Absolutely.
Wow. So now that you're in that space, right? Because the dark space is real, right? Heavy space is real. That sunken place is real. You recognize it. You understand it. I can only assume that life continues to life, and there's still potentially triggers or things that you recognize that, okay, these are things that potentially could put me in that place. I'm asking now, so what are your non-negotiables, right? Like what are your counterparts? Like when those things happen, what are the things that you've put in place to ensure that, hey, when I recognize this is where we're going. This is the space that we're gonna counter because I gotta love on me.
Right. Yeah, well, my therapist keeps me with a toolkit.
Okay.
Yes.
Come on, Batwoman.
Listen, I have weekly therapy, and that is one of my non-negotiables right there. So
Yeah.
I have weekly therapy. We do weekly check-ins on my goals, my progress, all that good stuff. And then within that therapy, she checks in with me and she asks me, hey, are you using your toolkit? Are you doing your journaling? I have a few apps that I use. Have you been doing those apps? Have you been reaching out to other people and talking about your feelings? So she is also, because I will isolate in a heartbeat. I will isolate and nobody will know, right? But I don't have to do that. I'm making a choice to isolate. Right? So we do check-ins together. Did you reach out? We have a plan that I'm supposed to reach out to at least 2 friends a week.
Okay.
And do check-ins with them to see how they're doing. I don't have to always be talking about myself or what I'm going through, but I can it's nice to just hear from your friends.
Right.
Yeah, have a conversation.
Right.
Have a conversation. And then meeting up with a friend. I try to meet up with at least 1 friend a week, even if it's just virtual. Try to have a FaceTime with a friend.
Okay.
Those are things that I must do every single week without fail, right? And then in addition to that, if there is, I always have to make time to go outside.
Yes.
Always have to make time for the sun.
Yes.
Always have to make time to move my body.
Yes.
Those are things that I absolutely must be doing. And I also have to make time to be creative. Because when I'm not creative, I'm not me. So that's something that I have to invest in my creativity in order to preserve my mental health.
Yeah, I love that. And I agree with that too, 100%. For me, it's the mental and the physical, right? So in taking care of my body and stretching my brain, right, it works together, at least for me, right? Everybody's equation is different, but I'm right there with you, man. I can get lost in the space of creativity, and it has no limits. There's no bounds in that space. So it truly is a rabbit hole that you can get lost in, at least from my perspective, and it sounds as the same for you. What's one thing, or maybe 2 things, 3 things, I don't know, that you wish that the community, especially the Black community, acknowledged and knew more about when it comes to the mental health space?
Bro Code TV Productions specializes in visual storytelling that captures the essence of who you are. Whether it's personal branding, milestone events, cinematic storytelling, or custom green screen productions, our team delivers stunning visuals with excellence. We also bring stories to life through high-quality animated videos. Located in Raleigh, North Carolina, we work with clients nationwide, providing videography, photography, drone cinematography, and high-end editing. Ready to tell your story through high-quality media? Let's work. Call 919-714-9905 or visit BroCodeTVProductions.com to connect with the bros today.
What's up, good people? Look, we putting out so much dope content here on the Bro Code Show. Hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, hit that notification button too, so that way you can keep up with all of the awesome information that's going on here. It's your boy, Bro Troy. Back to the show.
That's a good question. It is so important for our Black community members to know that it is safe to reach out.
Yeah.
It's that there are people who look like us, who have our experiences, who are culturally competent, who can talk with us about the way that we're feeling from our perspective, who have a fuller understanding, that we don't have to go in and explain everything to, that these therapists, these counselors, they already are aware because they're going through the same things that we are.
Right.
And so it's a safe space. It's a safe space, yeah.
Yeah. I always say, we were talking earlier and we've shared this conversation before, mental health is health. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we can take the ismophobia and bias out of something that should be looked at as common as you. Hey, I have a cold. This is what I do. Right. No different. Like, this is the way my body is reacting. This is what I do for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, I'm thankful that there's individuals like yourself, one, that are willing to speak up about it, but it not only willing to speak up about it, but it rubbed you the wrong way enough that you had the gumption to do something about it. And I admire that.
Thank you.
I admire anyone that can be vulnerable and transparent, use a test as a testimony, but now use it as a springboard to make impact and a ripple effect. And I believe that's the salt of the earth. That's why we're here. That's our importance of sharing our energy with other people. And doing it, whatever your unique way of doing it is. And it sounds as if that you're definitely doing that, which leads me into a purpose conversation. Your shirt says Darkness Rising. I believe I know how the name came about. But for those that are listening, help me understand, one, what is Darkness Rising and how did it get its name?
Yes. Darkness Rising is an arts and mental health nonprofit, and we are a 501c3, and we provide free resources to the Black community, to justice-involved people of color, those resources being free therapy, free mental health wellness workshops, free events and experiences, arts programming, things like that. And the way the name came about is, don't listen to my mom, because she's going to say she made the name up.
Hey, Miss Kathy.
No.
What up, Miss Kathy?
She's going to say she said she created the name. We were in conversation. She was a part of the conversation. I'll give her that.
Okay.
I give her that.
Okay.
However, so I really wanted to create something, right? And at first it was just a project. Right? I just wanted to create something where Black people could see themselves represented, where we could feel, hear, sense everything Black, right? Yeah. And so the name is so much based on like the color of our skin and you know, the way that we experience life, right? But at the same time, the darkness is twofold, because the word darkness, I wanted it to be about the experience of when you were really in that really deep, dark moment in your life, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, wherever you are, that it can be like you're in a tunnel.
Yeah.
And it is hard to find any way out, but rising.
Yeah.
Right? So I wanted there to be some hope there. I wanted there to be some inspiration. I wanted a sense of being uplifted out of a deep, dark place. And so that is why I chose Darkness Rising.
I love it. I think of the word, the gospel, right? The good news, right? Because just because the story started this way doesn't mean it has to end that way.
Okay.
And that's where hope comes into play. I want to continue this conversation. We're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be right back right here on the Bro Code Show with Carlita Victoria.
Any camera can press record, but only we create an experience. At Bro Code TV Productions, we don't just tell stories, we build legacy. We bring excellence, strategy, and execution to every project. From powerful sit-down conversations to live events and cinematic visuals, we shine light where it matters most. From Raleigh to around the world, we create media that matters and content that resonates. You've got a story. We've got the team to bring it to life. Call 919-714-9905 or visit BroCodeTVProductions.com. BroCode TV Productions. We do differently.
What's up, good people? Look, we putting out so much dope content here on the Bro Code Show. Hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, hit that notification button too, so that way you can keep up with all of the awesome information that's going on here. It's your boy, Bro Troy. Back to the show. We are back on the Bro Code Show with Carlita Victoria. Before the break, Carlita, we were getting into purpose and this thing called mental health, really digging deep into Darkness Rising. I wonder, right? I once heard that we should live life in moments, and not minutes, because those are the things that create joy. What are some moments in the last 8 years of this work, of this project, of not just in North Carolina, but in New York? What are some of the moments that make it memorable, that this is why I do this?
Yeah, that is a good question. So one of the most pivotal moments for me was when one of our Rebuild participants told me that they acquired housing.
Yeah.
And for a person who is transitioning from incarceration, that is a huge deal.
Oh, yeah.
Because we as a society, we limit the way that people can get housing, can get a job, can get so many things after they've been incarcerated. So to watch someone come through our program and have their free therapy sessions, and then go from not being able to have a room in their name, nothing in their name at all, must have a roommate or must have a housemate, or must live in this separate housing facility, all these things. To watch a person go from that to then having an apartment in their name, to then having a house in their name, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful to even just be a small part of.
Yeah.
And then getting to watch that. So that's one of the moments. Another one of the moments is watching another one of our participants experience, coming back home, being a part of the program, having the 10 sessions of therapy, and then getting reacclimated to his family and his children. And he has 2 children, and just being able to watch the growth between when he first started working with us as a participant and then now.
Yeah.
And the experience of what it's like for his children to also be able to have therapy through us, and him to have the same therapy through us, and to watch their relationship just blossom.
I love that. I love that. For our listeners, I've heard you say Rebuild program. So I'm hearing the impact of this program. But for our listeners, tell us more. What is the Rebuild program, and how does it impact? It sounds like those that were formerly incarcerated.
Absolutely. The Rebuild program provides 10 free sessions of therapy for justice-involved people of color. So anyone who has been justice impacted by being detained or incarcerated in jail in any of those situations, they can receive 10 free sessions of therapy. And it can be so pivotal for someone who is re-entering and needs someone to talk to about the trauma that has been experienced before, during, and after incarceration.
Bro Code TV Productions specializes in visual storytelling that captures the essence of who you are. Whether it's personal branding, milestone events, cinematic storytelling, or custom green screen productions, our team delivers stunning visuals with excellence. We also bring stories to life through high-quality animated videos. Located in Raleigh, North Carolina, we work with clients nationwide, providing videography, photography, drone cinematography, and high-end editing. Ready to tell your story through high-quality media? Let's work. Call 919-714-9905 or visit BroCodeTVProductions.com to connect with the bros today.
What's up, good people? Look, we putting out so much dope content here on the Bro Code Show. Hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, hit that notification button too, so that way you can keep up with all of the awesome information that's going on here. It's your boy, Bro Troy. Back to the show. Love that. You also said one of my favorite words, which is free. Now, in the world of nonprofit, I always like to say complimentary, right? Because ain't nothing free in this world, right? But it's complimentary to you, which means somebody else paid for it.
That's true.
So I always like to change my language, right? Ain't nothing free in this world.
You're right.
However, it is complimentary. Means the same, well, similar, but not the same.
Yeah.
With that being said, how is it free? Like, how, who, grants, donations, right? You're giving those that have been justice involved or formerly justice involved on different levels 10 sessions of free therapy. And it sounds like it doesn't stop with them, but extends onto their family.
Absolutely.
In certain circumstances.
Yes, it extends onto children, partners, spouses.
How? Like how does that happen? How does this begin and this work happen?
So that funding is only made possible by some of our grantors, but mostly by our individual donors. It actually happens through the kindness of people who believe in the work. And so someone donating $50, $100, $100 equals one therapy session.
Okay.
So we have partnerships with therapists all over the country, and they're willing to provide us with $100 therapy sessions.
Okay.
And so if someone donates $100, we give a therapy session. If someone donates $200, we can give 2 therapy sessions. But we are only able to do this work through the donations that we receive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, biggest question ever, how do they donate?
Yes, you can donate through darknessrisingproject.org, through any of the links on our social media at Darkness Rising Project. You can go to our Mighty Cause account, Darkness Rising Project. Anywhere on the internet that you see Darkness Rising Project, you can donate there, and every single dollar matters.
And I also don't want to glance over donations. Money is necessary, but that's not the only way they can help.
Absolutely.
How else can they support?
People can support by volunteering. We do community wellness workshops. We also do community engagement events where we have our community tables. And so volunteering with us through admin work, through community engagement, through wellness workshops, and through our Darkness Rising Live block party, those are all ways that you can engage with us and it not be a financial burden in any capacity. And in addition to that, just telling someone that we exist. Telling our story, telling someone else about our work is so helpful because you never know who might need it.
Any camera can press record, but only we create an experience. At BroCode TV Productions, we don't just tell stories, we build legacy. We bring excellence, strategy, and execution to every project. From powerful sit-down conversations to live events and cinematic visuals, we shine light where it matters most. From Raleigh to around the world, we create media that matters and content that resonates. You've got a story. We've got the team to bring it to life. Call 919-714-9905 or visit BroCodeTVProductions.com. BroCode TV Productions. We do differently.
What's up, good people? Look, we putting out so much dope content here on the Bro Code Show. Hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, hit that notification button too, so that way you can keep up with all of the awesome information that's going on here. It's your boy, Bro Troy. Back to the show. That's absolutely right. Word of mouth is the greatest form or biggest form.
Absolutely,
of
it's the key.
So tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody about Darkness Rising. Great segue. Why? Because about a week ago, I believe Darkness Rising Project number 8 live was right here in Moore Square in downtown Raleigh, North Carolina. You got a chance to take the stage and watch us like a big old family reunion.
Yeah.
Come out and smile and laugh and support, dance, learn. And it just felt like black love. Of course, Bro Code TV Productions was right there to capture the whole moment, and we're thankful for the partnership. But how does it feel to not just bring the experience again for another year, but to do it right here in your hometown?
Oh, it feels so beautiful to see people I grew up with experience Darkness Rising live. I saw so many friends, family members, people I went to high school with, people I went to elementary school with, enjoying themselves, dancing, going to the community health fair. It is such a beautiful feeling to have it all right at home. And to be able to watch the people that I know so well and people that I've never met in my life experience healing, love, vibing out, just all kinds, I mean, just joy, just pure joy. I looked around and I saw just a sea of black people having a good time. And that's what we deserve.
Absolutely.
We deserve happiness, we deserve joy, we deserve beautiful things, and we deserve healing. And I was so happy to look around and see people going from vendor to vendor to vendor, learning about the resources that are for us.
Yeah. And even the music, right? Just I love what you said, just the vibe, you know, just being in the atmosphere and being present. It was a good space. It was a feel-good atmosphere. Yeah, it was the first time I'd ever experienced it, but I'm certainly looking forward to more and more and more and more. I have to hear from your perspective. I'm not sure if you can break it down to one, but was there a memorable moment? Was there a powerful moment? Was there something about that day that just made you say, "Oh, this is why I do what I do. Like this is it. Like this is the reason why I wake up in the middle of the night, and the reason why I've got 2 phones and another one in the back pocket. You know,
Yeah.
the reason why we go so hard." Right? What was that? And is there or was there a moment like that for you?
Bro Code TV Productions specializes in visual storytelling that captures the essence of who you are. Whether it's personal branding, milestone events, cinematic storytelling, or custom green screen productions, our team delivers stunning visuals with excellence. We also bring stories to life through high-quality animated videos. Located in Raleigh, North Carolina, we work with clients nationwide, providing videography, photography, drone cinematography, and high-end editing. Ready to tell your story through high-quality media? Let's work. Call 919-714-9905 or visit BroCodeTVProductions.com to connect with the bros today.
What's up, good people? Look, we putting out so much dope content here on the Bro Code Show. Hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, hit that notification button too, so that way you can keep up with all of the awesome information that's going on here. It's your boy, Bro Troy. Back to the show.
There were 2 moments. So one, so many people came up to me and said, "Wow, it's just nice to be here and to be seen." And so many of the people who came up to me said, "I have been coming to Darkness Rising Live since the first time you had it in North Carolina. And the first time we had it in North Carolina, a much smaller event, brand new to North Carolina, brand new to everybody, right? But it was still so beautiful, so healing. We had Lilius White, Broadway legend, come down and perform for us. And Black Vendor, same vibe, right? But just a much smaller event. It was brand new, right? And so many people came up to me and said, "I was at the first one." And I remember having a beautiful time there. And now look how it's grown. At the first one, I think we had maybe 200 people. But we had the most beautiful time. At this one, so many people. Again, beautiful time. The thing is, the vibes stay the same no matter how many people are there. As long as we reach at least one person, we've done our job, right? And it's just beautiful to hear people say, "I've been here since the beginning. I support your work. Thank you for the work that you're doing."
Yeah.
So that was just such a beautiful moment for me. Another moment, this happens every time we do the block party, and I treasure it so much. Every time we have the block party and we're right in the middle of the thick of it, right before, we're opening up, everybody just got there, the vibes are high, it's just high energy, and I'm directing and I'm like, "Okay, is this ready to go? Is that ready to go? Okay, we're ready, all right, let's go. Right before that moment, my mom pulls me to the side and she says, "Step away from what you're doing. Just wait right here." She pulls me right to the middle of the park and she says, "Take a breath and look around." She says, "Look at this. Look at what this is. Look at the people. Look at the experience. Look at what Darkness Rising is."
Yeah.
And she says, "Take it in, take a moment." And I stop, I pause everything I'm doing, and I just breathe with her.
Being present.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oftentimes, especially as visionaries, and I assume, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you get so caught up in what's next.
Oh, yeah.
That being present and, taking it in just seems like, well, what do you mean? But there's one of my mentors used to always say, "Celebrate progress." And those 2 words resonate. They resonate, they ring in my head. But it's almost like a checkup from the neck up, if you may, right? But that's what I hear when your mom, "Hey, Miss Kathy, thank you, Miss Kathy, I appreciate you." Now she
got a shout out.
Yeah. We'll look right into the camera on that one, right? Yeah. But so necessary being in the thick of grounding just for a moment, right? Because it'll get past you.
Yeah.
Right?
It can in a heartbeat just.
Yeah, I love that.
Any camera can press record, but only we create an experience. At Brocode TV Productions, we don't just tell stories, we build legacy. We bring excellence, strategy, and execution to every project. From powerful sit-down conversations to live events and cinematic visuals, we shine light where it matters most. From Raleigh to around the world, we create media that matters and content that resonates. You've got a story. We've got the team to bring it to life. Call 919-714-9905 or visit BrocodeTVProductions.com. Brocode TV Productions. We do differently.
What's up, good people? Look, we putting out so much dope content here on the Brocode Show. Hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, hit that notification button too, so that way you can keep up with all of the awesome information that's going on here. It's your boy, Bro Troy. Back to the show. We talked about a lot, but I want to have some fun. We did a little research. Don't be scared. You know, we keep it light here on the Bro Code.
Okay.
But we went on Instagram, and we believe that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Now, we don't need you to say all 1,000, but we picked a few pictures off of your Instagram posts that you shared with the world already. But we would like to know, like, hey, who's in it? What was y'all doing? And why was it important for you to share with the world? Why? Because you could have shared anything. But you saw fit to share that. So I'm gonna text you a couple photos. We're gonna start with this one right here.
Okay.
And let me know what you were doing, what's going on. I thought it was pretty funny. So I caught this is the photo I saw on Instagram. I'm sending that to you now.
Okay. So hold on one second. Okay. So in that first photo, I am performing.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I am performing, which is one of my favorite things to do. I love it so much.
I saw the nurse's outfit. Like, obviously you were playing a nurse.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I was doing waitress.
Ah.
And I had never done that show before, and I got to play a really fun character who's just, I mean, she's the life of the party.
Yeah. I saw the facial expression. I was like, okay.
She always has an attitude, always has something to say, always in everybody else's business. And that's just a fun role you get to play.
Yeah. That's awesome. I can only imagine that same lightheartedness on the atmosphere.
Yeah.
On the set with those that you get a chance to act with.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you another one. I found one more.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. I saw this one was interesting. I think this one was your line sisters, if I'm not mistaken. But I thought it was pretty cool. But I just sent it to you.
Yes, okay. Those are my line sisters.
Okay.
Those are my girls. So I am a Delta.
Okay.
I am.
Go ahead and shout them out. I know. I felt it. I was like, all right, I'm just waiting. Right.
You know. So yeah, we are 20 years in the game.
Yeah.
And I went to a wedding the day after the block party. I left North Carolina at 5 a.m. the day after the block party. And I went to go celebrate my line sister's love. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you brought all of that energy, all that good energy from Raleigh, North Carolina, and went to go celebrate. So I'm sure you guys had a good time.
We did. We had a ball.
I'm sure. And I got one more for you.
Okay.
I'm sending that one to you now.
Okay. So, those are my girls. Those are my girls, my mom and my sister.
Yeah.
We call ourselves the Ectorettes.
The Ectorettes.
Yes. And we also have our own songs. Like we do we used to perform like in our house, of course.
Yeah.
But we used to put on performances in our house, me, my mom, and my sister.
Wow.
We're the girls. We are the girls. And so they are my backbone. They're my support. I go to them for everything. We have about 3 to 4 FaceTimes a day.
Wow.
Might seem like a bit much, but you just never know. We just want to, hey girl, what you doing? Or you might just need some support to get through a really rough part of the day, or just, check in and I just want to let you know I love you, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just so grateful for both of them. They are both such a pivotal part of Darkness Rising, why I'm even here. I would not be here. Were it not for the love and support of my mother and my sister. And I just cannot tell you how grateful for them I am. They have also been so pivotal in Darkness Rising Live and the block party. My mom is on our board, and my sister is, she has her own nonprofit, Reclamation Pharmacy, and we partner with them. And she did a plant wellness workshop.
She did.
Which was incredible.
She did an amazing job. I filmed that as well. Yeah, shout out to Shy. Yeah, might as well shout her out, right?
Right.
You can't just talk about her. Yeah, might as well shout her out. But she did a wonderful job.
Bro Code TV Productions specializes in visual storytelling that captures the essence of who you are. Whether it's personal branding, milestone events, cinematic storytelling, or custom green screen productions, our team delivers stunning visuals with excellence. We also bring stories to life through high-quality animated videos. Located in Raleigh, North Carolina, we work with clients nationwide, providing videography, photography, drone cinematography, and high-end editing. Ready to tell your story through high-quality media? Let's work. Call 919-714-9905 or visit BroCodeTVProductions.com to connect with the bros today.
What's up, good people? Look, we putting out so much dope content here on the Bro Code Show. Hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, hit that notification button too, so that way you can keep up with all of the awesome information that's going on here. It's your boy, Bro Troy. Back to the show. Yeah, it was amazing. I had never experienced something like that before, and I didn't know, right? So for me, especially as a visionary and a creative, I get a chance to learn twice. And the reason I say that, I get a chance to be in the moment, but I pressed record. So I get a chance to come back and really learn and digest it all over again and take it in after being outside of the atmosphere, right? So I get to feel the energy in the moment. And that's one of the, I bring that up because one of the things I love about the work that I do. Is not only do I get a chance to press record, but I get a chance to take it in all over again and then create something amazing. So anyway, we have had a phenomenal conversation, but I have to ask, our show is called The Bro Code. And oftentimes when people hear that, they think of a set of rules or standards or a manner by which you treat ourselves or others. But I'm curious, what's your code? What is a set of standards or maybe rules or laws that you live by or govern yourself for, how you live your life and how you treat others?
I want to go back to something we were talking about earlier, authenticity. I used to be really afraid to talk about my mental health. I thought it would ruin my career as an actor. I thought, oh, they'll never hire me. But what I have learned more than anything is to just be my true, authentic self. And that with that might come some rivers and some valleys, you know, some highs and some lows, but at the same time, with that, I'm gonna be the best version, the most honest version of myself, and the things that are meant for me will come to me. Those things will not pass me by. And along with that, I'm gonna get even more opportunities for growth and love and healing and community care because I have chosen to be myself.
Yeah, I love that, man. When you travel in your frequency, it will attract your frequency. So the question is by what frequency will you live by? So you got it, ladies and gentlemen. Carlita Victoria Ector, 1/3 of the Ectorettes, right here on the Bro Code Show. Till the next time, continue to listen to the show, continue to subscribe, and if you need media services that resonate, holla at Bro Troy. Till the next time. Peace.
Any camera can press record, but only we create an experience. At Bro Code TV Productions, we don't just tell stories, we build legacy. We bring excellence, strategy, and execution to every project. From powerful sit-down conversations to live events and cinematic visuals, we shine light where it matters most. From Raleigh to around the world, we create media that matters and content that resonates. You've got a story. We've got the team to bring it to life. Call 919-714-9905 or visit BroCodeTVProductions.com. Bro Code TV Productions. We do differently.
What's up, good people? Look, we putting out so much dope content here on the Bro Code Show. Hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, hit that notification button too, so that way you can keep up with all of the awesome information that's going on here. It's your boy, Bro Troy. Back to the show. Carlita, I believe that words matter, and we talked about a lot of words here, but before the show, I asked you a question. I said, hey, what is one word that you would use to describe yourself? And I wasn't surprised when you told me this, but it was resilient. Now, I know what it means, but I'm curious, let the listeners know why you chose that word, resilient.
I chose resilient because I am persistent. I am always in pursuit of a beautiful higher thing, another part of myself that I know is deep within me, even if it feels scary. And so I chose resilient because even when I have had significant challenges in terms of mental health issues as well as trauma throughout my life, I strongly believe that going through that hard thing is what pushed me to that next thing, and it's what allowed me to be the most beautiful version of myself that I'm still growing into, but it's what has allowed me to continue growing. And so I chose resilient because I'm not done. I'm not done, and I'm not going to be done. I'm going to keep going.
I love it. I love it. As I was talking before the show, I'm grandma's baby. And my grandmother would always give us what I used to think as a child is funny money. And one of the pieces of funny money that she would give us is $2 bills. So as a token of appreciation, we always leave our guests with a $2 bill. We put your word resilient on it. I signed it and then put our famous quote, "You matter." But this is for you. I just want to let you know that
I love this. This is for me?
Yeah, just like that $2 bill, you are both rare and unique. We want this to be a remembrance, so you can put it in your back pocket.
I'm going to frame it. I'm going to put
it in your wallet, so every time you ever have one of them down days, you be like, man, the bro code told me that I'm resilient.
That's right.
That's how we get down.
I love this.
That's how the bro code get down.
Period.
Like, many people can press record. Nobody does this.
I know, that's right.
Another one.
That is so, I love this.
Indeed.
Thank you so much.
That's how we get down. We appreciate you.
Oh my gosh. You are incredible. This whole experience has been incredible.
Miss Victoria, you have just gotten off of the dopest TV show south of the Mason-Dixon line, the world. My bad. Let's go ahead and think big, baby. It's called Bro Code Community Spotlight, and we take the opportunity to highlight dope individuals. But we have used this word all day in talking about an experience. Let the people know your experience. How did it feel to be on the Bro Code show?
Let me tell y'all, I had the most amazing experience coming to the Bro Code. I came in to community and food. I came into food, a beautiful space. It felt immediately comforting. It felt immediately like home. It felt immediately like my people's. And I felt free. I felt free to talk. I felt free to share. And I am just excited to be here.